Okay. All right. Linda's in the house.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, you're brave to be on the love seat.
I know, but it's okay. You've made me brave. So it's okay. It's good. And I was just listening to you and I just got home from being with my boyfriend of about 6 weeks. And yes,
Okay.
good men are good to be found. Sometimes you just have to quit looking for the wrong things. so,
Okay.
so
So what do you got for me tonight?
Well, first of all, I just turned 76 today. It's my birthday.
Wait a
So,
minute. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We're in love with you. We're in love with you. May happiness be yours through all the coming years and all the best to you and all the best to you. And may you smile every day and may your cares go away. May you never, ever, ever feel blue. Oh, Linda, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Wonderful you.
well, that's about the best birthday song I've ever had. But thank you so much. But one of the things with you is you're always saying, you're after babies and so forth. And I'm way past babies.
Yeah.
Okay. But I wanted to tell you first, I've learned a lot from you. Um,
Oh,
and I'm a widow of three
yeah.
years, and I hate dating sites. That's what I decided. On the other hand, I met this man on a dating site on the day that I quit the dating sites.
Isn't that always the case?
And I was in the mode that said, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. I'm not going to worry about it. And I think that's part of the problem. We just have to be ourselves. Um, and you just have to look,
Well, wait. Let me ask you a question. What if yourself is resting bitch face all the time? Does that mean be yourself?
no, that means you need therapy.
Yeah. Okay, what if you're angry about your past relationship? Should you just be yourself? What if you're hung up on somebody? Should you be yourself? I mean, I get what you mean by that. In other words, what I think what you're describing is show up as your vulnerable, authentic, transparent yourself. However,
Yeah.
Linda, we have a significant population of human beings who have weak emotional maturity and terrible relationship skills. So it's more than what you just described
Yeah,
about being yourself.
that's true. But part of the thing with you is that you keep saying, figure out what you want. What do you want? What do you want from this relationship? Where are you? Are you are you hurt? Maybe you need to go get fixed. If you're angry, maybe figure out why you're angry. And
So let's do something really quickly.
okay,
So I meant to share this in my personal share a moment ago, but I want someone to write this down in the chat box. And Zen, I see you there, so I want you to know I'm going to come to you shortly. Okay. So I want someone to write this in the chat box, and I invite everyone to ask a man, or if you're a man watching this, ask a woman, what's your greatest fear when entering into a relationship? What is your greatest fear when entering into a relationship? I'll repeat that one more time. If someone could write this in the chat box, what is your greatest fear when entering into a relationship? Why do you think, now, Linda, why do you think that's an important question to ask someone?
I think you do need to know what your fears are. I mean, as a widow, I've gone through a lot of grieving and a lot of hurt, and it was more painful than I thought. And what I'm also saying is that you don't want to get hurt again. And so you could even relate that to somebody older like me saying, I don't want to get hurt this bad. The grieving's just horrible. So this guy may die on me. Okay, so I don't want.
Well,
I
the
don't want.
thing is, we can't predict someone's
No,
life expectancy.
we can't.
But I want to come back to this greatest fear, because I just shared something very vulnerable with everyone. I just shared my fear of entering into a relationship is I'm going to be rejected because I don't have the resources to take care of someone else. I have enough, barely enough. I mean, it depends on how long I live. I'm fucked if I live to be 100 because I don't have enough based on our society's needs today. I don't have that unless I work until I'm 99. not to suggest I don't have resources, but that's my fear. So you just said you're in a relationship with somebody.
Mhm.
Do you guys know each other's fears?
Actually, we kind of talked about that, and one of the fears was one of the things. His fear in particular was is you know we kind of need to get to know each other. We need to communicate because if we don't communicate and figure out what we want, and one of our number one criteria, which was mine and his, so that was good that we were on the same page, was what do we want from a relationship? And if you ask me,
So how did he respond? Let's be okay. I'm curious. How did he respond to what do you want out of a relationship?
he was right there, and so was I. I mean, he
By the
asked,
way, you know what I just heard from you?
yes,
Wah, 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 wah. Actually describe to me, and I'm being tongue in cheek for a moment. What did you each want out of a relationship? I want to hear it from a tangible, I want to hear it from a granular perspective versus you just said a lot of words that meant nothing.
okay.
So, what do you guys want?
We talked about what we wanted in a relationship at this point was the small things. It wasn't
Okay.
things. We wanted the small thing that said we read an article and that person's right there so we can talk about it. Our dogs don't respond to us. We both have a dog, they don't respond to us. It was sharing time. It was
Okay.
it was about being together. If we went on a trip, we would be sharing that time together, those events together. We wanted to be able to communicate with each other from something maybe more intellectual all the way down to just joyful.
Okay. Okay. See,
And
now this is more granular. Do you see?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So, how long have the two of you been together?
I believe it's 7 weeks.
Okay. 7 weeks. You met him on the tail end of a
Yes,
dating app detox. You met him. Which dating app did you meet him on?
our time.
Our time. Okay. And you've been together 7 weeks. Can I get personal right now?
Sure.
Has the penis been inside the vagina?
He tries.
It tries. Okay.
No,
Okay.
well, we have ED issues, but most of them do, and I accept
How
that.
old is he?
He's 72 and I'm 76.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I pray to God I can still get a hard on in my 70s. I mean, I got another 10 plus years to go, but I pray that I still get that. Now, by the way, some men can actually get an injection in their penis and it'll give a raging hard on. Just so you know, it's a little painful. You have to get a butterfly needle, but they can actually inject something that gives a raging hard on beyond just the blue pill. So just so you know, that's available out there.
Well, I also think that sometimes we have to say we're working together on the issue of
Okay.
sexuality,
Okay.
and he hadn't had sex in a long time because his wife was very ill for a long period of time, um,
Okay.
and I hadn't been sexually active for 3 years as well. So we're working as a team, each one of us.
By the
We're
way, I need to interrupt for a second. Please forgive me. By the
Yeah,
way, for everyone listening right now, Linda is 76 years old. Her guy is 72. Okay. For those of you that think that, being 60 years old is a death sentence to relationship, the two of you met through a dating site, a dating app. You are in your 70s. Okay. So let's just be clear. Golden Bachelor, Golden Bachelorette, Senior Bachelor, Senior Bachelorettes. It is not a death sentence.
no,
To be in
I
midlife and
I
attract
kind of
love.
do, but it's
Hey,
not.
Linda, I'm going to invite Zen into this conversation and we're going to move on. Is that okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
All right. Let's invite Zen in here.
Hey,
Linda, I know you have to take care of your dog, so I'm going to let you go.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Wasn't that a great share from Linda, Zen?
it was. It was. I thought it was awesome. The fact
Yeah.
that
So
they're
what do you got
trying.
for
They're
me?
trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What do you got for me?
Hey, well, I wanted to talk to you about the position that some men find themselves in, like you're referring to, that you'd lost many things, and I found that to be true. as well with my current boyfriend. He had lost a lot, and during COVID, he was sick and almost died.
Mm,
And being a physician, he wasn't able to work for a long time after because he had lingering health issues.
okay.
Yeah.
How long have the two of you been together?
9 months
Okay, where did you two meet?
online on Bumble.
Online. Here we go, another online. Are you brave enough to share the ages of you, the two of you? You can give me a bracket if you'd
Oh,
like.
he's 9 years younger.
Oh, you got a younger guy. Way to
Always.
go, Jen.
Always. My last
okay.
husband was about 9 years younger too.
Are you over 55?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'm
okay.
39 forever at heart.
39 forever at heart. So do you have a question for me that I can help solve right now?
Well, I just wanted to know, I know you were recommending to the ladies, how long do you stay in the like phase? And I had wanted to know what you thought about that, because to me, once you get to the I like you and you spend a lot of time, the I love you or the commitment and so forth that follows that, it can happen pretty fast.
So I once did an article, this was a decade ago, called the 10-date rule. And this was something I'd worked on back then. I mean, I have some mixed feelings about it now, but the idea is here's the thing. There used to be something called the 3-date rule, which meant men said if they hadn't gotten laid by the 3rd date, you're not going to get a 4th date, was the narrative out in the dating marketplace about 10 or 15 years ago. What I've always said to women is if you've gotten to the 5th or 6th date and a man still presents interest, if there's like being built, if you're starting to feel a connection by the 5th, 6th date, well, then when you get to the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th date, that's the time to start considering the physical intimacy piece. That was an article I wrote about 10 years ago.
Right.
I've known people have sex on the 1st date and they've been married for 25, 30 years. I know some people that waited till marriage to have sex and it was over shortly thereafter. Right. Sex in and of itself, the when, it doesn't matter. But what I think is radically important is the like, building the like and building it from the perspective of let's take the dating narrative out of it and let's connect at a like level. Let's connect at a friendship level. That's what I'm trying to encourage professionally is to build. Let's take the romance off the table and let's start building genuine friendship with someone. That's what my narrative is all about.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. I think you really have to have a lot of understanding before, for me, I have to have a lot of information and understanding of someone, who they are and what they stand for, their values and so forth. It's not like I have a time limit on it, but I really have to have the knowledge in my own mind.
So let's go back to this question that I asked Linda about. Is what's your greatest fear entering into a relationship? Have the two of you talked about your fears, your insecurities? I just shared something radically public with everyone. My fear is centered around my capacity to support someone. So it sounds like your guy was going through his own dark night of the soul because of COVID and everything. Yeah. How did you guys talk about these fears and insecurities?
Well, I know one of his biggest fears was getting past his ego, because he has to start in a different place now than where he was before.
Yeah.
And he works in plastic surgery. So, I don't know why that's such an issue, but I live in Mexico City now. And
okay. Where does he live?
In Guadalajara. So he's moving here.
How far apart are you?
About an hour plane ride.
Okay, hour plane. Is he of Latin descent?
He's a Mexican national. Yeah.
Okay. Do you speak Spanish?
I do, but not as fluently as he does.
Okay,
but we
got
alternate
it.
days when we spend together. We speak Spanish one day and English another.
Okay, you guys do. Oh, wow, you trade off Spanish, English, English.
He'll tell me Spanish.
Does it ever turn into Spanglish?
Yeah, there's a lot of that too.
Okay.
There's a lot. So the biggest fear I have is because I was coming out of being married. I just felt like I just hope that I can trust someone again. Yeah. And because I made a bad decision the last time, really bad.
Yeah.
So, I'm laughing because I don't want to cry. So, Yeah, I was
By the
married
way,
to a
now,
narcissist, a
okay,
real
so,
narcissist.
all right, so let's look at that experience
Yeah.
because we can look at it from a defeatist point of view, but I'm going to invite you. What positive things about yourself did you learn in that relationship with that, as you called him, a narcissist? What
Mhm.
positive things about yourself did you learn in that relationship?
Resilience. Resilience.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I learned
What?
to not react and to how
Okay.
to live my life and try to see if anything was going to change. And then once I learned more about it, the situation, from Dr. Sam Vaknin, I watch a lot
Yeah.
of YouTube videos, and
Yeah, I know
he's
Sam
spot on.
Racken. Yeah.
Yeah, he's spot on. And my ex was a classic, sad to
Okay.
say.
So you learned resilience. Now,
Yeah.
how has resilience helped you in your current relationship?
Well, I just think that being apart a lot has been hard. And
Is
he's
that resilience or is it patience?
well, that's both for me. And also, when someone tries to beat you down, like in a narcissistic relationship,
Yeah.
they mentally and they abusively or in other ways try to sabotage you, then
Yeah.
you learn to, how in effect, how to play them back and just to get on with your life. And I just decided enough was enough. And I just voted with my feet, walked out here in Mexico by myself.
So I want to point something out. Lexi has a comment that I'm not in agreement with, but many men have insecurities around money. Get another job, up your game, keep at it, get to where you are proud of yourself, overcome your fear and get active. Now, I said I reacted to this because I have this wound. I have this wound that happened when I got wiped out in the market crash. Okay. And I'd lost my high-end corporate job and I had to rebuild myself. Okay. And I'm actually probably one of the top people in my industry. So from that regard of what she said, but that wound, that fear still exists. That's a core wound. And believe me, I've been working on it.
Yeah.
Tell me about your guy, because you said that he has a money wound as well. Is he just
Yeah.
sitting on his butt doing nothing, or is he
No.
making effort to improve
Yeah,
things?
he's working, and he's going to be looking for work here so that we
Okay.
could be in the same house and all that.
Okay.
But he was just upset. The way he expressed it to me is that his ego was wounded, that he wouldn't be the top,
Yeah.
having his own clinic, his own, hospital that he ran and all those things that he used to
And
do.
by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt. By the way, I want to identify something. Our ego is not a bad thing. We oftentimes, because there's healthy ego and there's unhealthy ego.
Right.
Unhealthy ego does things that doesn't benefit us. Healthy ego is good. And what we're really talking about when you said his ego was hurt, it's really his identity.
Yes.
Like a man's
identity.
identity is so rooted in his capacity to be a provider, protector. It's so
Yes.
rooted in us that it's our identity that when we lose something or when we're not capable anymore, it can crush our identity. And I just want to differentiate the word ego because it can crush our healthy ego, not our unhealthy ego. Our
Yeah.
unhealthy ego chases sex. Our unhealthy ego is very selfish. It's impetuous. I'm talking about that real healthy part of a person's identity. And these are some of the challenges we have just in the dating marketplace. So,
Exactly.
well,
Exactly.
Zen,
It was
I
hard
want
to hear
thank
that.
I want to thank you for coming on. You're
Okay,
very
thank you.
brave. You're very
Thank you.
beautiful as well with your
Thank you.
pink. Is that pink, right? Or I don't
It
know what
is
color it
pink,
is.
yes.
Okay, it's
Thank
pink.
you.
Okay.
Thank you,
You look
Jonathan. I listen to you
beautiful.
all the time and
Well,
I appreciate all of your advice and I listen carefully.
Well, thank you. I'm honored. I'm going to
Thank
give
you so
you
much.
and Linda a big hug. I didn't give Linda a big hug, but I'm giving you and Linda a big hug. Okay.
Hugs back. Ciao,
All right.
guys.
Thanks for being on.
Okay, bye.
Bye now. Well, we had two brave women come on. I only say brave because it takes a little bravery to join my hot seat, but I've been doing more of the love seat lately. You know, we talked about relationships. First off, we have two women that were in their 60s plus, one that was 76. They both met somebody on an online dating site. So I want to give some acknowledgement to that. In the case of Linda, she had met someone on the day she was going through a digital detox. So bravo to her. we talked about insecurities. We talked about fears. Yeah, I think one really radically important question to ask somebody is, what's your greatest fear around relationship? What's your insecurities when entering into a relationship? We can judge people for having insecurities. We can say that they are less than as human beings. Some people have said that here on my broadcast, that I'm a less than person because I have fears or insecurities. I believe that makes me human. I believe when we actually understand a person's fears and insecurities and where it is rooted from, we can have greater compassion, greater understanding, but more importantly, it builds deep roots of trust. When we can focus and talk about these things, a self-aware person knows their fears, their insecurities, their judgments, their beliefs, their negative patterns, their limiting beliefs. That's what a self-aware person does. And a person that's self-aware who wants to improve is constantly working on overcoming those fears and insecurities. That's my invitation for everyone. Because quite frankly, this journey, dating, mating, and relating, it's not about finding a partner. It's about finding the partner within yourself. And that's what I'm a gigantic advocate for everyone, is finding that partner within yourself. I want to thank Linda and Zen for being on this latest broadcast, and big hugs to them both. In fact, if you have something to share about what I said about the two of them, post a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. As always, if you find value in my videos, please hit that like button. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of new videos. And if you want to connect with me directly, there's links below to schedule a discovery call with me to see if working with a coach is right for you. There's links to go join my group called Midlife Love Mastery. There's links to get all the books I recommend, all listed below.